Hello, I'm Stephanie Pashman, CEO of the Allegheny Conference on Community Development. We're an organization with an 80-year legacy of bringing together civic leaders across political, geographic, and industry lines, working in partnership to improve our region's economic future and quality of life. To guide our work, we recently launched a new 3-year strategy. It prioritizes 4 interconnected goals. First, we are spearheading downtown revitalization to create the downtown of tomorrow. 2, we are driving inclusive growth. Third, we are maximizing federal funding investments to the region. And fourth, we are stepping up our thought leadership. Our agenda recognizes the challenges and opportunities our region faces and the need to unite around those. With laser-sharp focus and purposeful actions, we can create transformative outcomes. Today, I'll share a few thoughts about our goal of driving inclusive growth, which is grounded in creating opportunity for all the people and places of our region. Inclusive growth considers the job-creating business investment that we work to attract and how we can influence and shape a business climate that supports existing companies in our own backyard so they can also grow here. Creating direct and indirect economic impact for people and places around the region. Driving inclusive growth requires us to leverage the transformative federal funding opportunities available to us to build out industry clusters like robotics, which we're already doing with Build Back Better Regional Challenge Grant dollars. We are creating pathways where they previously did not exist. And we're extending opportunities to a broad band of individuals and communities to fully participate in and benefit from the growth of these clusters, not only in robotics, but also in energy and life sciences. Our efforts complement the critical work that Vibrant Pittsburgh is leading to ensure representation and a welcome for everyone in our community. In particular, the Vibrant Index is an essential roadmap for enhancing workplace environments and advancing the region's economic competitiveness. I am extremely proud of the partnership that the conference and Vibrant Pittsburgh have around the index. With this partnership, we have an important measurement in the index year over year to understand the strides we are making together and to see insights into where we can make improvements in the future. The individual and collective commitments of our two organizations to equity and inclusivity are pivotal to our region's brighter future and to making this a place where every individual and every family can thrive in their communities. The findings of Vibrant Index 5.0 give us cause to celebrate the progress that's being made, but they also remind us that we still have a lot of work to do together. Let's keep our focus on the vision we share of a vibrant Pittsburgh region with opportunity for everyone.
"100 organizations comprise the Vibrant Index 5.0 sample, ranging from small local businesses to regional, national, and international companies. 73% of submissions were returning participants from the Vibrant Index 4.0. Of the 100 entries, 27 were small companies, 27 were medium-sized companies, 23 were large companies, and 23 were extra-large companies. The sample included participation from 18 industries, ranging from arts and culture to utilities. The industries most represented in the sample were social services, education, and recreation. 60 of the participating companies are nonprofits, with 22 privately held and 13 publicly held companies. The employers in the 5.0 sample account for 185,000 members of the Southwestern Pennsylvania workforce, equating for 16% of Southwestern Pennsylvania's labor population, the largest representation in the tool's history, clearing the mark of 14% for 4.0. Let's begin by exploring the relationship between leadership commitment and overall diagnostic scores. Intuitively, companies led by a CEO who has signed a diversity, equity, and inclusion pledge have much higher scores in the leadership pillar of the Vibrant Index. Within the written commitment pillar, those who have signed a pledge average scores 1.3 points, over 25% higher than those who have not. More astoundingly, the margin gets significantly larger compared to overall Vibrant Index scores, with Vibrant Index pledge signees averaging 15 points more. Conclusions for this finding are multifaceted Leaders who have signed a diversity, equity, and inclusion pledge have embedded these values across their enterprise. Not signing a pledge strongly correlates to lower performance across the 9 Vibrant Index pillars. Regardless of the state and stage of your enterprise's diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts, the data confirms that the leading indicator to embedding diversity, equity, and inclusion into your organization is by signing a pledge. 72 companies from the Vibrant Index 5.0 sample have signed a pledge. Administration significantly impacts the commitment to and achievement of outcomes. The data reveals that 84% of participating companies have a body that steers the organization's diversity, equity, and inclusion strategy, whether via a steering committee, council, or advisory board. 84% of participating employers also have a mechanism of reporting progress directly to the CEO or highest ranking employee at the organization. This administrative structure is a positive indicator for the sample. Transitioning from structures to processes, the data reveals opportunities for companies to continue to evolve their strategic plans by infusing measurable metrics. Although 92% of employers reported that they collect data to inform their decision-making, only 67% of the sample have accountability metrics embedded within their strategic plan. The lack of accountability metrics shows up in several subsequent areas, including supplier diversity, talent acquisition, and data analysis. Unfortunately, 33% of the participating organizations have a roadmap to an unknown destination. While supplier diversity remains an opportunity for regional employers, the 5.0 sample reveals slight improvements in inclusive procurement practices from participating companies. Within the supplier diversity pillar, we analyze the existence of inclusive procurement practices, data collection, and analysis efforts, and the presence of goals to support diverse businesses. Among the sample, 65% of companies collect and analyze the diversity of their current suppliers. 62% track their spending on diverse suppliers, and 60% of companies have goals to support diverse suppliers, whether minority, women, veteran, disability, or LGBTQIA+ owned enterprises. All of this reveals marginal improvement from the 4.0 sample.
At Giant Eagle, we know that fostering a culture of inclusion and belonging based on respect for all people is the right thing to do for our team members, our guests, and the neighborhoods we serve. We strive to understand the unique perspectives and needs of all those across our communities. Through listening, learning, and valuing everyone's contributions and experiences, we can ensure that our stores, warehouses, and corporate offices best represent all those who choose to work and shop with us. We are fortunate to have a framework in place to support our 34,000 Giant Eagle, Market District, and GetGo team members. It begins with the commitment of our executive leadership, the guidance of our diversity, equity, and inclusion team, and it is brought to life daily through our business resource groups, DE&I councils, and the diversity represented both in our supplier network and the products on our store shelves. Regardless of how strong we believe our progress is towards a diverse, equitable, and inclusive workplace, we all have a responsibility to the people we employ and to the region where we operate to continually strive for improvement. We aspire to be a leader in the DE&I space, and the Vibrant Index informs us about the successes and challenges in the region, helping us identify best practices and gaps so we can adjust our strategy accordingly. We thank Vibrant Pittsburgh for its partnership and the insights that enables us to make meaningful progress along this important journey.
We are honored to be selected as a Vibrant Champion. We strive to be an inclusive organization that not only celebrates but champions diversity, one that not only advocates for racial justice and gender equity, but models equitable practices internally. Through our mission expansion initiatives, we have kept equity at the forefront. We are a co-founder and adopter of the Level Up Greater Pittsburgh Gender Pay Equity Pledge. We have expanded our non-discrimination policy categories, and we took it one step further by adopting the Crown Act to create a respectful and open world for natural hair. We offer inclusive parental and caregiver leave, and we have also lived out our value of stewardship through support for and strategic partnerships with nonprofits that are working to advance racial justice and gender equity. The Vibrant Index encourages us to look at ways to build upon these equitable efforts and to identify more. We appreciate the opportunity to highlight the impact of the Vibrant Index on our region and its impact on strengthening our organization's policies and practices.
So at US Steel, we're grounded in everything that we do by a set of 5 guiding principles, which we refer to as our STEEL principles. So this includes safety first, trust and respect, environmental stewardship, excellence and accountability, and lawful and ethical conduct. These principles drive all aspects of how we run our business, from the way that we service our customers to how we impact the communities in which we operate. But most importantly, these principles serve as the foundation for creating a sense of belonging and a culture of caring within the workplace. These principles are also the inspiration behind our 360 Safety Initiative, which focuses on both physical and mental well-being of our workforce. Our 360 Safety Initiative, which is the cornerstone of our people strategy, is intended to create an environment where each team member feels comfortable bringing their authentic self to work each day. This means that no matter who you are, what you look like, or where you came from, we want to hear from you. Your voice matters. Creating the right work environment not only helps us get the best out of our team members, but also helps us be more competitive. And not only that, but when we get 360 safety right, this can be a really fun place to work. At US Steel, we are very proud of what we've been able to accomplish in the DE&I space, but our work isn't done. We know that there will always be an opportunity to do more, and that opportunity is one of the great reasons to be a part of US Steel.
The Vibrant Index has had a twofold impact on our diversity, equity, and inclusion strategy at the Community College of Allegheny County. First, the diagnostic assessment tool, inclusive of the 9 pillar areas, implores us to have an actionable and multidimensional approach to diversity, equity, and inclusion strategy, focusing on data-informed changes at the structural and organizational levels. Secondly, the Vibrant Index provides an opportunity to learn and grow from the best practices of our peers, giving us tools to improve when benchmarking both within higher education and across other business sectors. Institutional membership in Vibrant Pittsburgh is a great value add to any organization that is committed to ensuring its employees feel included, welcomed, and supported. Members are exposed to an expanded network of people and resources that are focused on advancing diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging in the workplace. One of the membership offerings that is invaluable to me is the monthly Lunch and Learn series. This initiative serves as an interactive and informative think tank that allows participants to discuss relevant topics affecting today's workplace environment from a DE&I lens.
Now that we've discussed effective leadership strategies, let's turn our focus to attracting, developing, and retaining the talented individuals who drive our workforce forward. Highlighting the trend of employers making data-informed decisions, 80% have a targeted recruitment strategy to increase hires from underrepresented groups, of which 97% of these companies report their progress directly to the CEO or CHRO. Recruiters from 85% of the sample are equipped with collateral that shares the company's values and non-discrimination policy. Traditional recruitment methods such as job boards, social media, nonprofit groups, and college campuses continue to serve as the most utilized method for recruiting within the current sample. A contributing factor to attracting top talent to your company includes offering a compelling and inclusive benefits package. Of the participating employers, 95% provide work from home or flexible work arrangements. 93% offer education benefits including credential, tuition, or training reimbursement. Lastly, 90% of companies provide employee assistance programs. Conversely, the sample highlights apprehension in providing pay transparency on salary ranges on job descriptions. 55% of employers offer this information in all descriptions. While many companies are providing robust and comprehensive benefits packages informed by the needs of their workforce, sponsorship of foreign nationals is lagging in the region. With rapid population declines in a city that is continuing to have more deaths than births, the immigrant and refugee populations, accounting for approximately 9% of the Pittsburgh's population, is slowing this decline. With the growing need for talent, employers must recognize their opportunity to attract talent from this population. This starts with the provision of sponsorship, CPT or OPT sponsorship, H-1B, visa sponsorship, or a green card. Across the sample, only 39% of companies provide a form of sponsorship. As we've discussed the metrics surrounding talent recruitment and attraction, let's focus on retention efforts that help mitigate the trends surrounding talent relocation. Proactively, the best mechanism to continue checking a labor force's pulse is through engagement surveys. Findings can influence programming to bolster staff engagement, inform adjustments to or delivery of a policy, and potentially accrue cost savings associated with staff turnover. Only 76% of companies annually conduct engagement surveys. While 92% of companies utilize data to inform internal decision-making, there is a significant gap in the analysis of demographic data concerning retention, promotion, advancement rates, engagement scores, and exit interview data compared to demographic information, largely race, ethnicity, gender, and age. 64% of companies analyze retention rates, 52% of companies analyze promotion and advancement rates, 50% of companies analyze exit interview data, 46% of companies analyze engagement scores in comparison to demographic information. The reported analysis metrics above do not align with the response rates about making data-informed decisions. If this data were to be analyzed by more companies in the future, first, there would be a stronger likelihood of retaining an emerging mid-career leader instead of losing them to another firm. Secondly, companies would have stronger data-informed strategies for cultivating a more engaged frontline staff, leading to more productivity. Thirdly, the root cause of turnover from a specific demographic group within your organization could be identified and resolved.
ANSYS is a global company headquartered in Canonsburg, Pennsylvania, and we are leaders in engineering simulation software. We are thrilled to have once again been named a Vibrant Index champion this year. And I'm excited to share some of our talent engagement and recruitment practices at ANSYS. ANSYS talent acquisition strategy focuses on partnerships with community-based organizations such as NSBE, OSTEM, SWE, and SHIP, as well as with universities, especially those with solid representation of traditionally underrepresented groups. We ensure that our employee resource groups have a strong presence at conferences and industry events so that attendees can see themselves represented in our culture. Our listening strategy is designed to understand employees' experience at ANSYS and continuously identify opportunities to strengthen our culture. We provide manager and employee resources to drive engagement, including our mentorship program, new employee onboarding experiences, and development programs like our ANSYS People Leader Playbook to ensure equitable people management practices. Last, I want to talk about our employee resource groups. We have 7 thriving employee-led and executive-sponsored communities, which give employees the opportunity to connect with others who have similar backgrounds and experiences. These communities provide safe spaces for discussion. They provide learning opportunities. and also allow allies to engage and support their colleagues at ANSYS. Our ERG communities are core to our culture and reflect our core values of adaptability, courage, generosity, and authenticity. We are so grateful for the opportunity to share a little about life at ANSYS.
As a company, we work with large organizations to relocate their talent around the globe. So when an organization is moving a new hire or a current employee to a new location for their position, AIR steps in and helps them with everything from moving their household goods to ensuring that they have the right immigration paperwork in place, to finding them a new place to live and a new school for the kids in the new location. In terms of AIR's strategy around DEI, because we relocate families and individuals everywhere around the globe, it means that our customer base is incredibly diverse. And that means that we want our own talent to be equally diverse and representative of all of the cultures and diversity of the clients that we're moving. And our training and development, onboarding and hiring processes all play a truly key role in that process to ensure that we are attracting and retaining the talent that's reflective of the customer base that we're moving. Our AIR's leadership team truly feels that it's our responsibility to create an environment where everyone can bring their authentic self to work. And so our leadership brand truly focuses on ensuring that this is a place where people can come, they can be effective in their roles and in their jobs, but they can also be themselves and feel that they're supported and heard every step of the way. We start each year with key goals for the organization, and always those include key initiatives and goals around our DEI programs. And truly, we lean on our people experience team, our training team, and our employee resource groups to help guide us through that process. They help us to understand what key initiatives we need to focus on, what educational opportunities are important for our staff, and then they introduce the right metrics and goals so that we're sure to be able to identify what are the activities that we need to do in order to reach the outcomes that we desire.
On behalf of the 100,000 employees that make up UPMC, it is a delight, it is an honor, it is our pleasure to be a part of this celebration of diversity, equity, and inclusion within our region. Improving the health and the health status of the communities we serve is at the core of UPMC's mission. And for us, the multicultural dimensions of our communities are undeniable. Simply put, diversity is how we achieve our mission, and it's how we grow our business. UPMC is committed to ensuring that our health providers remain intentional in their efforts to deliver culturally competent care to our patients and our members. This is a must, since we as an organization recognize that care needs may differ for individuals from diverse backgrounds. Key to providing culturally competent care to our patients is the ability to establish and retain a workforce whose composition reflects the demographic of our service area population. At UPMC, we believe in setting clear expectations, be it our intentional focus on diversity within our workforce or our delivery of 2 separate annual mandatory diversity learnings required of every employee, regardless of role within the organization, or a laser focus on health disparities to improve outcome metrics, specifically in primary care, cardiovascular care, and maternal and child health, or community investments such as the Pittsburgh Promise. We want to ensure that we're doing our part and that we're leading the way to create a region where everybody can thrive. Vibrant Pittsburgh, thank you for this honor and affording us this great privilege.
At the Pittsburgh Promise, we work to make higher education a reality for Pittsburgh Public School students. We do this by making $20,000 scholarships available to every graduating senior and by helping those students to plan for college, trade, or technical schools through our Promise Coaching Initiative. We are so grateful that over 4,000 Promise alumni have graduated from college and they've added value to the region's workforce at over 700 companies. We're so lucky to be one of the organizations to bring their talents to our team. Hiring Promise alumni serves to strengthen our region, providing excellent, well-prepared, educated, and culturally competent staff. Within our staff, we've always valued a collaborative culture of both top-down and bottom-up idea sharing and leadership. Our work with Vibrant Pittsburgh has only reinforced our belief that this type of collaboration strengthens our organization for the communities that we serve. We're proud of our programs that help link our alumni with the local workforce needs. One highly impactful example is our Advancing Educators of Color program, which provides full ride scholarships to eligible PPS students who pursue education and jobs within PPS after graduation. Because we know that the presence of Black teachers profoundly shapes students' futures and academic successes. We've always believed that education can transform a life and a region. As we continue to work to provide scholarships for an entire generation of scholars, we believe our impact can help make the dream a reality that will ripple onto future generations of diverse and thriving communities.
As we consider the importance of cultivating talent within our regional workforce, it's crucial to explore the role that culture plays in attracting, retaining, and empowering talent. To start, employers have a formal non-discrimination policy. Of the companies with a formal policy, 92% specifically mention each federally protected group. Additionally, employers are allowing members to express their pronouns in many areas, with the leading marker being in company signature lines at a rate of 83%. Overwhelmingly, employers have built a culture of continuous learning through clear commitments to training and development initiatives. 100% of companies provided diversity, equity, and inclusion-related trainings at least once last year to each employee throughout the enterprise. Continuing with learning, 52% of the sample does not provide internal employee resource groups. Of that group, upper management at 80% actively encourage participation in external groups, and 81% provide paid work time for their staff to participate in external resource groups. For the 48% of employers with internal resource groups, 82% provide paid work time for their staff to participate in their groups, and 83% receive executive sponsorship with upper management participation. Not only has a culture of continuous learning and development been cultivated, but is also being modeled by leadership and upper management. However, there's still growth for employers in the realm of employee resource groups. 78% of companies that have internal ERGs provide funding for their groups. Additionally, internal ERG utilization is a lagging indicator for this sample. 44% of companies consider leadership roles with internal groups during annual appraisals. 44% of groups are consulted for insights from their company. 51% of groups are consulted for support with company hiring strategy. Building feedback loops to and from groups, in addition to embedding evaluation into the structure of group leadership, will help better serve and inform the enterprise and each group.
At PNC, the Diversity and Inclusion Office sits within our corporate responsibility group. And as a collective, we serve as catalysts for inclusion by leveraging our resources to remove barriers and unlock opportunities for our employees. In 2023, we completed our multi-year D&I strategic plan designed to continuously strengthen a culture of inclusion, drive employee engagement to foster belonging and trust, fully support manager effectiveness through optional inclusive leadership skill building, enhance employee achievement and experience, and support our customers and communities to maximize growth. The Vibrant Index spotlights best practices and provides a holistic overview of diversity and inclusion efforts in this region. PNC leverages these valuable insights to inform our comprehensive approach to inclusion in the Pittsburgh market and beyond. Last year, we reimagined Growing Forward, our voluntary D&I mentoring program, reaching a record number of participants. Our employee business resource groups continue to expand their impact by increasing their membership and establishing new chapters across our footprint. Additionally, we launched in the fall of 2023 the PNC Inclusion Calendar, which displays cultural moments and observances and is available to all employees. This resource increases awareness, fosters a culture of belonging, and serves as a key tool when meeting and event planning with employees, clients, and community partners.
Fostering inclusivity is a priority at Essential Utilities. We are continuing to keep diversity, equity, and inclusion at the forefront of what we do. Our goal is for our employee population to be representative of the communities in which we serve. From recruiting and retention efforts to executive support in the creation of new employee-led resource groups, we encourage employees to provide ideas and feedback on what is important to them in order to continue to foster an inclusive environment. In 2024, we overhauled our onboarding process. We now provide hiring managers with comprehensive onboarding guidelines and provide new hires with information about employee resource groups. We have a robust new employee orientation program, an engaging onboarding schedule, and a 90-day follow-up survey. By creating these strong one-on-one connections from day one, we ensure that each employee feels welcomed, supported, and included in our workplace. Our participation in the Vibrant Index has allowed us to benchmark our efforts alongside our peer companies to ensure that we are continuing to be innovative. It allows us to meet with peer leaders regularly to discuss important topics and creative solutions to similar issues and aids us in providing a culture of engagement and inclusion.
Women's Center and Shelter of Greater Pittsburgh, or WCNS, is a domestic violence program serving over 7,500 adult and child survivors every year. We encourage and support staff's meaningful participation in external employee resource groups in several ways. First and foremost, we count involvement in EERGs as work time, so staff don't need to use their paid time off to participate. We've also covered membership fees as well as travel reimbursement, lodging, and meals as needed. Staff participating in EERGs are encouraged to report back with any relevant updates or information, thereby bringing a diversity of perspectives to WCNS. In addition to staff personally benefiting from their participation, our organization also benefits through increased leadership development, enhanced advocacy skills, and increased breadth and depth of best practices related to supporting domestic violence survivors. Vibrant Intex participation has provided an opportunity for WCNS to further examine and prioritize many important DEI strategies. This includes being intentional about contracting with minority and women-owned business enterprises, and thoughtful collection of demographic information about our board of directors. In addition, attendance at monthly Vibrant Pittsburgh webinars and trainings are valuable in planning improvements to our workplace culture and inclusivity. We are grateful to Vibrant Pittsburgh for guiding and challenging us as we strive for continuous improvement in the DEI space. And Women's Center and Shelter of Greater Pittsburgh is thrilled and honored to once again be named a Vibrant Pittsburgh champion.
At BNY Mellon, we're always thinking about evolving our approach to belonging and inclusion. And one of those ways in which we've done just that is how we've looked at how we're investing in our communities through volunteerism. In April, we recently launched our first enterprise-wide community month, which essentially was an opportunity for employees operating across our multitude of countries to volunteer in the communities where they live, work, and play. So from Pittsburgh to Poland, hundreds of employees volunteered at different community partners and nonprofits to make an impact. That's what we believe in thriving together is core to our success as a firm and as a community. When we think about the Vibrant Pittsburgh Index as a regional employer, it's key to benchmark how we're doing across other large organizations comparable to our size. At BNY Mellon, we're excited to be Vibrant Pittsburgh champions yet again. It's a testament to how we constantly evolve our culture of workplace inclusion, talent attraction, and also community investment. Financial inclusion is one of the ways in which we thrive together as an organization. In June 2023, we brokered a partnership with Mochify, a Black-founded fintech organization that's leading financial empowerment to underserved communities.
By collaborating with Mocafy, we're now bringing digital payments innovation to unbanked and underbanked communities throughout the U.S.
Good intentions don't change the world. Actions do. This insight, recently shared by Harvard Business Review contributor and best-selling author of DEI Deconstructed and Reconstructing DEI, Lily Zhang, points out a critical flaw in many DEI initiatives. They often fail to resonate because they are seen as mere buzzwords rather than actionable commitments, leading to widespread misinterpretation and skepticism. Today, we are not just going to share good intentions. Instead, I am going to outline a clear, actionable blueprint that the Pittsburgh region can follow to transform these good intentions into real, impactful actions. Our goal? To not only talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion, but to embed these principles deeply into the fabric of our corporate cultures. Navigating the rapid shifts in societal expectations may not be surprising to us, but it certainly should not deter us. We must not waver from our commitments, whether recent or long-standing. The need to create diverse and inclusive workplaces remains a paramount challenge. We've all seen the headlines and participated in the conversations, ranging from superficial to deeply analytical. These discussions reflect the unprecedented pressure on businesses today to balance impactful DEI transformations with their broader corporate cultures without faltering. When we launched the Vibrant Index 5 years ago, we aimed to use the data to inform an aspirational yet realistic path toward a workforce landscape where all feel welcomed, valued, and respected. This index has provided us with local data to guide our efforts, making our approach as unique to Pittsburgh as our rivers and bridges. The data from the Vibrant Index clearly shows that executive leadership is crucial in cultivating effective DEI cultures. Our findings indicate a significant return on investment for companies that commit to DEI at the highest levels. So, here's how you can lead. Your opportunity to follow through with this commitment lies in signing a DEI pledge that is renewed with each new CEO. And understand that executive endorsement sets the tone for the entire organization's inclusive culture and performance. Make your roadmap to a diverse and inclusive workforce quantifiable and a core part of your strategic planning. And a note to those regional employers that are already doing this, use your annual report as a mechanism for public dissemination of your work towards being a diverse and inclusive workplace. Establish a DEI-focused team with the power to report directly to leadership and uphold organizational accountability. And of course, utilize ERGs to gather and analyze data to continuously refine your understanding of the unique underlying currents of your workplace culture. I must address how the Pittsburgh region attracts, engages, and retains talent. Pittsburgh's significant demographic challenges are not new, and their impact on the region's talent pool remains unresolved. The data points to the need for reflection and augmentation in our approach to our talent resources, regionally and beyond, to realize our potential. Employers need to use data as a means of reflection through conducting annual engagement surveys and use the findings to understand better and evolve workplace cultures. Collect and analyze demographic data related to retention, promotion, and advancement rates, engagement scores, and exit interviews to define the specific gaps in workplace structures and their applications. There is a clear opportunity to augment our approach to talent through the upskilling of our current labor force and expanding our labor pool by welcoming well-qualified talent through the sponsorship of foreign nationals. A subset of the global population already seeks to make Pittsburgh home. Focusing efforts in this one area will bring an influx of needed talent across industries and live up to our neighborly standards. Let us remember that words alone cannot drive the change we seek. The change we seek is brought by our actions, rooted in genuine commitment and guided by data-driven strategies. Let us embrace the opportunity to lead by example, transform intentions into tangible outcomes, and build a future where everyone feels valued, respected, and empowered. The blueprint laid out today is derived from the index data and designed for purposeful action from our region's employers. And Vibrant Pittsburgh stands ready to guide and support employers across our region in completing this work. Every one of these steps directly aligns with the expertise, training, and continuing education Vibrant offers members. I am not just laying out a blueprint. I'm also bringing the engineers and the builders to support constructing your path forward. We can shape a workplace landscape where diversity thrives, equity prevails, and inclusion becomes second nature. With unwavering dedication and collective effort, we can pave the way for a more vibrant, inclusive, and prosperous Pittsburgh. One where the richness of our diversity becomes our greatest strength, and our actions today lay the foundation for a brighter tomorrow. Good intentions don't change the world. Actions do.